Hi everybody, it's Tina here for Cat Scrappiness. Today I want to show you a new product that we have in the store, and it's called the Scene Builder 6x6 Stencil. So basically what this stencil is, it's replacing your cloud stencils, your hill stencils, your grass. It's built into one. So this is what the stencil looks like. It's basically one stencil and it has layers. I wanted it to be convenient. You can actually snip one of the edges off if you want to be able to really maneuver more, but it's built that it can you can be used on a slimline card, an A2 size card, so it fits perfectly inside. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And I'm going to also use the new product in the store. It's a stencil and ink blending brushes, and I got it in the gold glitter. I just think it's so cute. Who doesn't like glitter, right? So I'm going to use these two blenders in the green and the blue, and I'll show you how this stencil works. So basically what you're going to do is, instead of placing your stencil on top traditionally and then inking up the edges, what this one you do is that you put it inside, and you can either use the top part to ink, or you can even use the bottom. And in my preference, the way I designed it is that I like to ink from the top for the clouds, and everything else, the hills and the grass, on the bottom. So I'm going to show you how it works. So I slide in my paper, and I take the last, like, not the layer that I'm going to actually use, but the one underneath, okay? And then I'm going to slide it through so that the top part comes out. And this is how you would place it and start ink blending. So of course the next part is to take your blender brush and your favorite ink. You can use any type of inks on this, this stencil. So you just ink up your blender brush and then just start to apply the ink to the edge on the top. I'm not going to do every layer. I'm just going to show you very quickly how to use the top part and how to use the bottom part. And just to note that, like, if you want to have the ink shading coming from the bottom, that's fine also. I'll actually ink up the bottom to show you what it would look like. So it all depends on what you're going for. But in this case, I will turn it around. And here you can always go lighter, darker, whichever your preference is. Okay, so I'm going to slide it back out and I'll show you the difference. So you can see that going up above, and then when you start to build the layers, you will actually have, you know, shading and whatnot, and it will look like this, okay? If you want to go on the bottom, that's fine. You can easily add the layers as well. It's your preference, so there is no right or wrong way. Because you're working with layers and you probably don't have time to keep running to your sink to rinse off the ink, I found the best solution is to take some alcohol, rubbing alcohol. So you just easily wipe it off. Because it's alcohol, it will dry very, very fast, because I know that sometimes when I go to the sink and I come back, there's still dampness on it. But when you use the rubbing alcohol, it definitely dries a lot quicker. So you're good to go on your next layer. Now for the hills. So what I like to do, again, is go underneath from the layer that you're going to use. Sorry, I think I was off camera. And like I said, my preference to use the hills and the grass is the bottom part. So again, I'm going to ink up on my blender brush, and then I'm going to start coming down on the color. Now this blender brush may be a little bit small to layer or to add in your ink. But I did do my card samples with it, so you shouldn't have a problem. Depends on how much hillside you want. It may look blotchy right now, but the inks that I'm using do dry back, so it will fix itself, and I'll show you my card examples. Like I said, this part you may want to use a bigger blending brush. It would go faster, but it allows you to give, you know, some areas of more shading, darker areas. And like I said, this ink does dry back, so I'm not worried about what it looks like now. You remove the stencil, and there you have your hillside. And again, the same process will be for the grass. You're going to use the bottom sheet. And so I'm going to show you some examples. So this is a card I made using the stencil, but just for the clouds. And then this one is a complete scene using the scene builder. So I have my clouds, I have two hills, and then I have the grass. So I hope this made it easy how to use the new stencil, and I hope you give it a try. Thank you and have a wonderful day.